What's up, guys? We got it, $1.40. We did it. Earlier today we were talking about XRP, which was, is this a pennant, right? Which it was, or is it a flat, right? Because we were right here. We had a three-wave move. That's all we had, right? So it could have easily been a flat. Luckily it wasn't, and we just gone on with it, right? Because for me, if it was going to be a flat, then it was more likely going to be the fourth wave of the entire thing. But since it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all of that is the third wave. So we have 1, 2, all of that's 3, right? And we're still not done with the fifth wave of the third wave. So if we look closely, we could see 1, 2, right? First of all, we had 3 down, we had 3 up, and then we had 3 back down. Boom, boom, boom. That was your running flat. And then we built accumulation. We had a 1, 2, another 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then now we're going higher. So 1, 2, 3, we should get a 4, and then we should get a 5. Okay? So that's and that should be just about finished, I would imagine. So we'll see how it goes. But XRP, once it gets going, you really don't know how much velocity it has, right? Because remember, this thing's been pent up for years, right? It's been pent up for 7 years, okay? So anything's possible as far as, you could wake up tomorrow and this thing could be at $3. That's how fast it could happen, all right? I'm not saying that's the case, but when you have an environment, and I've been stressing this in all my videos, explaining every day on all my videos since last October that we are witnessing something beautiful transpiring, which is a carbon copy of what this is, right? So it's basically a blueprint to become rich, if you want to know the truth. Nothing's ever a for sure thing, but when you have a clear same move for move, boom, 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 retrace, right? Rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, sideways, blast off. Rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, sideways for a long time, blast off. And we're finally getting it. It just goes to show how powerful it is, right? And then not only that, XRP has the longest accumulation range out of all of the cryptos. Okay? And it has the biggest, longest downward resistance line out of all of the cryptos. And I think this picture is totally appropriate. I love it so much. Look at that. Look at that. Coming in there like a samurai soldier with his katana, his green katana, slicing that bear in half. Boom. That's a 7. That bear was 7 years old, right? And that bear was getting pretty fat, because they got to eat a lot for the winter time. And he ain't going to be eating this time. He ain't going to be eating this winter. We sliced that boy in half. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But yeah, look, this is no surprise to everybody, right? When you have a contracting triangle that is the biggest in history, you have to take notice to it. It's pretty simple, right? If you have the biggest downward resistance line in crypto history, you have to take notice, right? That's basically where we're at here. The bears just got annihilated. So good luck trying to short it. People are asking me, I'm going to short it, and every time they're going to get wrecked. Because if you notice here, XRP is not to be shorted with unless it's already, if it's been going, you know, kind of like sideways for a while and it's ranging, I could short that, I could short that, I could short that. But if it's in like one of these guys, there's other coins out there that are better opportunities to short. Look how long it took for a short to actually open up here. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we had an extended fifth, right? And then we kind of came back, and then we came up candle after candle after candle after candle. It took some time in here. It took several weeks before you actually got the short, but you needed the wave structure in order to initiate the short. We don't have that. We don't even have that even close. There's no indication that we should be shorting right now. So unless you're looking at the small time frames. If you're doing the small time frames, obviously that's different, right? Let's take a look at the small time frame here. So we have a 1-2. We have a 1-2. Kind of revving up the engine here. 1-2 of the third. This is the third of the third. 4, 5. So unless this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we would flag out 4 and then 5. 1, 2, all of that's 3, 4, then 5. Yeah, I like it like that. So yeah, we have a, I mean, look at this for example. Does that remind you of anything? Rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation. We go sideways forever, right? And then we finally break out like a monster. Okay, so where did we go? Well, let's take a retracement here. We're almost to the 1618 here. All right, so we're almost to the 1618. So if we zoom all the way out, right, and let's say, look at the same thing. Rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, sideways, same thing as that triangle that we just looked at, just on a much bigger scale, the biggest ever. So, and we haven't even broken out yet, right? The 1618 comes in at $5. So $5 XRP sounds beautiful to me. So I think it's on its way, just like, you know, the fractal we just looked at, right? See how it's kind of like a 1-2, kind of like a 1-2, then you get going here, right? And then you just all of a sudden explode. And that could happen by the end of the year, you know? It could be that fast. If we notice, how long did it take for this to get going here? That took about 80 days from start to finish. All right, so you can either start that from the bottom. We're already at 150 days, right? So I wouldn't do that. I would actually start it from where it started accelerating, which is down here. And right now we're on day 20. So we could have potentially what, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 60 more days. 60 more days of upside. Potential upside. But that's not without its corrections, you know. So here's another pennant pattern. Look at that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Explosion. So, and that guy, he went up pretty fast. This one went from This one went way beyond the 4.236. I would actually have to look at it on log scale. I've done this before. I think it was almost hit, well, it hit the 3 basically, almost. But we'll just say 2618. All right, we'll say the 2618. So if we go back to the 4 hour, just for fun, where's the 2618 at? 2618 is at $1.80. Not bad, not bad at all. Man, if we hit $1.80, it's gonna be exciting, because there's really nothing above $1.60, right? Like we've been saying, there's nothing really there. XRP has not been above $1 very long in its life, so it's definitely foreign territory, right? The biggest areas of concern is right here and right there, and a little bit right here, just a teeny bit. So that's all we have to go through, versus like having to go through all of this, which was a challenge. Look how long it took to go through all that. This box was underneath this box, and we finally broke it. Now we just have a little bit more to go. So everybody's thinking to themselves, man, I wish I bought more, right? Everybody's like, man, I wish I bought more, because when it happens, it is what it is. So, but let's do a little, remember the 2618 target. Let's say that were to happen again, right? We hit the 2618. Okay, where's the 2618 at? Oh my God, that's at 730. There's no way that's gonna happen. I'm sorry, I just don't see it. I'm not on board with all the Riddler stuff. I mean, it's interesting. I like to listen to it. It's fun, but I don't place any money on it. I don't place any conviction on it. I like to hear it. It's kind of like candy to my ears, but it's nothing I can't live without. But you know what? Hitting the 1618, $26, that wouldn't surprise me at all, because again, look at the structure. This thing is huge. This is 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. That's a long time in there. And you're just going nowhere. You're going sideways. You're not doing anything. That's why people hate it. That's why people didn't like it. That's why people talk trash about it. But that's why I was telling you it's the best thing ever. Because this will ultimately lead to an explosion. And you can say, well, prove it. Well, you can see it right here. Look what happened over here. We had a massive, this is half the size of what we have now, but look at this. We were just going sideways in here forever. And then we finally woke up. So that's the whole point, right? Now let's take a look at like ADA, for example. ADA has nothing on XRP. As far as structure, yes, it can go really high. It can go maybe even to $10. Who knows? I'm not pooping on ADA. But what I'm saying is, look what ADA has done. It went straight up. It went straight down. It built a little bit of a base, and now it's kind of breaking out. That's all you got. So you could say a 1, you could say a 2, and we're about to explode to the third wave. Perfect. Great. But here's the thing. You don't really have a huge consolidation base like you did with XRP, right? So I would say this one's about maybe 2.5, 3 years. So that's the difference in the structure, right? So, but not to say that this structure is bad, but what I'm saying is there's so much more pent up velocity, momentum in the other structure. You could just see it, right? Same with XDC, it's got that W shape, like ADA, right? And I like to invest in these type of charts, right? If you look at THETA, right, that's a monster chart. Look how massive that thing was, right? We had a huge, we went sideways. So just think about this. If you look at XRP is like right here. It's like right there, right? Because look what THETA did. It went from pennies all the way up to $15. Look how big that thing is. That's huge. That thing is massive. I mean, we went up freaking 40,000% in one wave. The stock market has nothing on that, right? And how did that 40,000% move? How did it come about? Because it planted a base. It went sideways, and sideways allows people to accumulate, and that accumulation gets more and more until finally it breaks out, right? So how long was this? This took, as much data as we have, about 850 days. All right, so 19, 20, about maybe 2.5 years versus 7 years. Now, granted, here's the difference. XRP is not going to go up 40,000%. Okay, let's just get that straight. The difference is the market cap. THETA, the market cap, I would rather have a 2-year base than a 7-year base if the 2-year base was like 50 million market cap versus a 7-year base being like a $30 billion market cap, right? But it's less risk because there's more chance of it succeeding, if you will. But anyways, I think that's enough. I just kind of wanted to pop in here real quick. Look at ICP. ICP looks good. It's kind of got that little pennant going on, kind of breaking out a little bit. Looking for a retrace. Just seeing if there's anything else going on here. Not really. XRP's been moving, right? Moving pretty fast. And you would think it would cool off while the others would start to really accelerate. But nope. It's just like, no, this is, this is what artificial suppression looks like. Because where XRP is right now is the equivalent. I'm going to show you. I'm going to prove it to you right now. Look at this. You ready? Watch this. I'm going to prove to you right now why XRP is doing what it's doing. So here's the Bitcoin chart, right? Where is XRP on the Bitcoin chart? You know where it is? It's right about there. That's where XRP is. So that is the equivalent of Bitcoin being at $10,000. Bitcoin is sitting at basically $100,000. So imagine if Bitcoin was 10 grand. Would you buy it? Hell yeah. Knowing that it was going to go to 100 grand, that's a 10x. Right? So a 10x from where it is now, $1.30. That's about like what, $15 or more, I think. But the reason why, here's the proof, is because Bitcoin had a rise, crash, retrace. It came down into reaccumulation. Then it went sideways, right? And that's the explosion. So this base right here, here's your base. Boom, 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 boom. Here's your accumulation, your reaccumulation, and there's your explosion. That is identical to what XRP is doing right now, just on a 7-year scale. Now that right there was only from here to here. This is twice as big. Okay, so same thing. There we go, side by side, right? And this is the 4-day chart, and this is on the 6-day chart, so it's a big difference, right? You got your bull market, you got your bear market, you got your retrace, right? And then you come down into reaccumulation, right? And then you go sideways, and then you go sideways, and then you break out, and look at that. I mean, I've been sharing this stuff with you guys every day, basically. So congrats if you own XRP. That's all I have to say. You know what I mean? So this is what we do, man. I've been waiting for this moment forever, and it's finally happening. And it took a lot of patience. It took a lot of conviction, because if I couldn't read the chart, then I wouldn't have the confidence level in my investment, right? But looking at these charts every day, and remember, I don't have a job. I don't wake up every morning and go to a job. This is my job. If I don't trade, I don't eat. So I have to win. And winning comes with a lot of losses too. So, but on the big scale, it was clear as day to me. But again, if I couldn't read that, I probably wouldn't have the confidence in it. But then you mix in the fact with Trump, the regulations, Gary Gensler, the SEC, Coinbase delisting XRP, right? Remember, XRP held the top 10 despite not going on a bull run. Remember, XRP did not go on a bull run, and it still held the top 10 title. How is that possible? XRP got sued by the SEC. It did not go on a bull run, and it got delisted from all the major US exchanges. And it still held the top 10 title. Any other coin would have been kicked out of there so fast. If that happened to ADA, it would have got killed. It would have been out of the top 10 so fast. If it happened to Doge, it would have been killed. If it happened to Solana, it would have got knocked out of the top 10 easily. If Solana didn't go on a bull run last cycle, it would have never even been in the top 20. Okay? So that tells me through XRP's weakest moments, it showed strength, right? You don't measure a coin through its strongest moments. You measure a coin through its weakest moments. How did it persevere? How did it react to the bad news? It reacted well, right? XRP had a little bit of a dump, came back up, hit the high, came back down, and then it basically stayed in an area until the lawsuit got resolved, right? And we still have the appeal over our heads, but investors know that appeal's going to go nowhere, especially Gary's leaving, so you know what I mean? So anyways, that's all I'm saying. But nothing's ever a for sure thing. This is not for sure. It doesn't mean it's going to go to $10. It doesn't mean it's even going to go to $5. It doesn't mean it's even going to go to the all-time high. All right? And the reason why is this could go, this could easily fail. It could fail, and it could just go and die. Is that probable? No. Is it likely? No. But anything's possible is what I'm saying. Because look at this. If this is 3, and this is 3, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, then this is A, this is B, this is C. Okay, so if this is 3 down, and then we had 3 up, we could easily get 3 back down before going to that $10 area. So nobody is talking about that. Nobody. I don't see any XRP people talking about that. But I'm letting you know that is definitely a warning. The reason why is because this right here is only 3 waves. This is not a 1, 2. Right? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but that's coming from this ABC here. And that's the tricky part. That's the kind of the uncertainty that I have. That's the only piece of uncertainty that I have with XRP. Right? Which is ABC. All right? Now, if we get enough momentum to break this, and then we flip it as support, now we're holding it as support, then I'm going to say, yeah, it's more likely we're going up. Because again, the markets move in 5s and 3s, 5s and 3s. So if this is 3 and this is 3, we could get 3 back down. So WXY, right? And then what we have is 3, 3, and then 3. WX and Y. And then we go up to the moon. That would be absolutely devastating. And the only way this count would work is if some black swan, some total economy, the economy breaks down, we go into a depression because of the central banks, right? The only way that count would happen is if the central banks destroyed us, which I think they will, right? Because when Trump becomes president, they're going to try to destroy the economy. So that's why I'm hoping that XRP can get going before World War III, before they try to crash the economy, right? So it's all speculation. Who knows what's going to happen? I'm just glad that we finally broke out of this thing. But we just have to be careful because this is a 3-wave move. All right. Anytime you get 3, but it's not finished yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So this is a 335. A 335 is an ABC. All right. So if we can flip this into support, right, then no, we don't have to worry about it. But that's the only thing that I see bad on the chart. I don't want to come up here and say, oh yeah, for sure we're going to $10, and then all of a sudden one day it completely collapses, right? There's always a risk that it could not work out. You know what I mean? So don't sell your house. Don't do anything stupid, right? It doesn't mean it's a for sure thing. There's always a level of risk. So, but the likelihood is that we will break out. And the reason why is because we had it happen before, right? While Bitcoin was breaking out, which is this chart right here, right? So all the environment is perfect. The only thing I don't like is what the deep state's trying to do in regards to and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you go to rumble.com and you go to the X22 report and you listen to the financial reports, right? So just read these headlines. Here's one. Deep State prepares their 3-stage plan to stop Trump. That's one there. And this person was on YouTube, 1 million subscribers, he got kicked off. But if you listen to the financial podcast, there's a lot of concerning things in there that just makes me raise my eyebrows and makes me think, hey, maybe this won't work out. Or maybe it will work out, it'll just take way longer than we think. Because if everybody believes, okay, we're going to go to $10 and it's going to happen very soon because we're breaking out and it looks like that, they could easily take it down and, destroy everything, right? So, again, there's a reason why they went after Ripple. They don't want Ripple to succeed. So, if it looks like everything's going well for Ripple, you don't think they're just going to let it happen? Or do you think they're going to try to fight back? That's all I'm saying. Be vigilant, be careful, and lock in those profits when you can. But anyway, that'll do it for this video. I will catch you guys on the next one. Cheers.